Well, speaking of animals,
Yes.
you passed a story along to me last week.
Okay.
Horse genitals are seized from a luggage of a woman arriving in the U.S.
What the fuck is going on with people?
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll fall under the Trump ban and she can't get in here with her horse cock.
You think Trump's going to start banning that next? First immigrants and then people with genitals in their fucking luggage?
Yeah. What is this, lady? Is this a dildo? No, it's a horse cock. What are you doing with this?
Get back on the plane, bitch.
Exactly. How'd you get past security? What are you doing here?
Hey, ma'am, what's with the horse cock?
Yes. Pair had a total of 19 kilograms of horse meat hidden in juice boxes on a flight from Mongolia to Dulles Airport in Virginia.
Ugh.
Hidden in juice boxes?
So she cut up the horse cock and stuck it?
How big is a juice box? Are we talking those little boxes that you stab the little straw in?
I think so, yeah. That's a juice box.
Yeah. How much meat could you stuff into a juice box?
I don't know.
And what's so great about that meat? You have to bring it in little chunks.
I don't know. Maybe it's good for stew. I've never had horse cock stew. But...
I never did either. Well, at least not that I'm aware of anyway.
No kidding. I hope I've never had it.
Sure. Customs agents seized 5.9 kilograms. That is 13 pounds.
13 pounds of
13 pounds of horse genitals.
Nice.
Horse genitals. Among 19 kilograms of horse meat. So there's a distinction between the horse genitals and the horse meat.
I would have thought horse cock would be considered horse meat, personally.
Yeah. Exactly. From two women arriving from Mongolia at Dulles International Airport in Virginia.
All right.
Mongolia?
How many dicks makes 13 pounds from horses?
You know, that almost sounds like that old lollipop commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? How many dicks does it take to make a...
Well, you're going to laugh at this, but ironically, I just typed in to Google, how much does a horse dick weigh? And there's several answers.
Really?
Let's click on one at answers.com.
Okay.
Hey, they should have the answer. A horse penis is relatively light, despite its great size. Depending on the category and size of the horse itself, it can be no more than 10 pounds for ponies and up to 35 or even 40 for heavy horses, like Shires and Clydesdales. That doesn't sound light.
That doesn't sound relatively light to me.
I was going to say.
You got 40 pounds of horse cock.
I was going to say, if I had 10 pounds of cock, I sure wouldn't think I got a light dick.
Right.
I'd be like, come here, honey. Let me break your jaw with this thing.
Exactly.
I could beat you with it.
Exactly.
10 pound. Can you imagine having a 40-pound dick?
The horse meat was hidden in juice boxes, Customs and Border Protection said. One of the women said the horse genitals were for medicinal purposes.
Medicinal?
Medicinal purposes.
Wow.
Neither women were criminally charged over the incident in January. 3 liters of yak milk was seized and the whole lot was incinerated.
God.
Yak milk.
This is a hell of a barbecue here.
Well, they are from Mongolia.
Horse cock and yak milk.
Yeah. What are we having tonight for dinner, Mom? Well, got some horse cock and yak milk. Fit for a king.
Sounds like something that you would have had for lunch at the Indian place.
Right, exactly.
Yum.
CBP says horse meat is prohibited from entering the U.S. without an official certification due to fears of foot and mouth disease. That's the biggest fear.
Foot and mouth disease?
Yeah, hoof and mouth disease.
How about horse cock and mouth disease?
Yes.
Come on.
Horse meat from Mongolia, where the animals has a central part in the country's culture. Here we go with the culture again.
Yeah.
Is always prohibited because of the concerns about the diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Customs and Border Protection takes no pleasure in seizing and destroying travelers' food products, says Wayne Biondi, CBP Port Director for Washington Dulles, according to the news website CBS Baltimore.
Okay.
We take no pleasure in taking people's horse cock from them.
We really didn't want to take that horse cock from you, ma'am.
But they make us do it.
Yeah. They won't let you through with that horse dick.
Yeah. We're in the business of protecting Americans' agricultural industries like livestock industry from a potential introduction of animal diseases posed by these unpermitted food products.
Yeah. Are they afraid that they're going to share their horse cock?
I don't know. Well, I will tell you that when I don't know if they do it anymore. It's been a while since I've traveled the roads outside of California, but there's a couple of checkpoints coming into California where they check you for, produce.
Okay.
Because they don't want you bringing in any tainted produce that could, spawn like fruit flies and tsetse flies and all kinds of stuff that affect the agricultural balance in California. So if you were coming into California and you said like fruits and vegetables and things from other areas, they'd take it away from you.
Really?
Yeah. Because it could possibly have, the eggs or the spore of foreign bugs that they don't normally have in California.
Well, how appealing is that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people feel the need that they have to bring in, other fucking meat? What's wrong with the meat here?
Well, because you can't get horse meat here.
You can't?
No.
I didn't know. You eat deer.
Yeah, but that's different. But I don't think you can get domestic horse meat.
Is it close enough?
Yeah, but I don't think we butcher horses here for food unless it's illegal.
Dog food?
Well, it's not consumed by humans, though, or not supposed to be consumed by humans.
I say, again, you don't know.
I said supposed to.
Start dating in the trailer park, you'll learn fast.
Well, maybe so, but, the thing is that, again, these people with their culture.
Right.
I can kind of understand, I don't want to get all political here, but when somebody chooses, and it's a choice, that they want to come here to this country, and if they want to live here, maybe they're not natural born citizens, but they choose to live here.
Right.
You should be under the it should be incumbent upon you to integrate and assimilate. Well, yeah. So you don't bring tainted horse meat in here from another country, or cite cultural differences,
right.
And do something that we don't necessarily prohibit here.
Right.
And the thing is that the chances are they probably knew that they were doing something wrong, which is why they had to disguise it.
Right, of course.
So that in itself just tells me, hey, I know that this isn't legal or allowed, so I'm going to try to smuggle this in here for, whatever. And it's just like, you know what? If you already know that, then maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
Or just throw them. So did Trump put them right back on the plane? Say, get the fuck out?
I don't think so, but still. I mean, I don't know what their status is here in the States. I don't know if they're just visiting, or, they're maybe citizens, or I don't know. The story doesn't say. Mm-hmm. But when you read something like that, you can kind of understand why people have an issue with foreigners.
Sure.
Because again, and I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying this is behavioral things
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is why people go, you're bringing horse meat in here, really? From Mongolia?
Right.
And you're bringing yak milk?
Yak milk.
And then you're citing that it's medicinal purposes?
Yak milk.
Yeah. Tell me how what is a horse cock, cure?
I don't know. An unfulfilled pussy.
Yeah. Well, I got a little bit of a sore throat. Here, have a little bit of this horse cock. That'll take, let me trim some horse cock from you.
Yeah. Here, nibble on this.
Yeah. Medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you sound like a witch doctor. Some eye of newt and wing of bat and cock of horse.
Yeah, all right, Dr. Bombay.
Yeah. Here, drink this. This will make you feel so much better.
Right.
It's a cultural remedy.
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to have any toad's eyeball in there, would you?
Toad's eyeball. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like, if that's how you want to live, that's all well and fine, but why don't you just stay in your country?
Yeah, we don't really want you here.
Yeah.
Not for that. Ugh.
So there you go. So two ladies sneaking in horse meat and horse cock and yak milk.
Yeah, it's pleasant, huh?
Yeah.
Would you like to have them visit you sometime?
No, you're not welcome in my house.
Ever.
Never. I don't even want you in my neighborhood.
You wouldn't sit down for a little bite of the horse cock with these ladies?
Here, have some horse meat patties, will you?
It just sounds so awful.
I know. Oh, but it's cultural. It's cultural.
Yeah.
You got to be tolerant. It's cultural.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. I don't think forget the cultural. Do you think that there's any kind of cock that would ever be accepted to be eaten?
No, of course not.
I mean, what kind of life are you living that you're fucking down to eating the cock of an animal?
Well, see, but this see that this goes back to those ideology things, that if you go like over to Africa where they hunt those tigers, certain species are extinct because they hunt these tigers because they want I don't know, they want the eye tooth out of its mouth or something because it's got some spiritual power to it or something. Right. They'll kill that whole animal just to get that one tooth, Right. We need that one incisor because that thing is going to transport us to another land. Whatever.
Yeah, it is kind of dumb.
So, and then, of course, these elephants, they hunt these elephants and kill them because they want their tusk.
Right.
And then the thing is these authorities raid these villages where they've gotten hundreds of pounds of tusks that they've crafted into some kind of a statue or something. Right. And then they destroy all of it, right. Because it's illegal to have it.
Right.
So, as this, these people and their culture things, it's just fucked up.
See, I just don't think that you appreciate anything but American.
Well, no, I appreciate common sense. Doesn't matter if it's American, it's common sense. You have
to give in to all the cultures, dude.
No.
You don't know that?
No, I don't need to go out and destroy an animal, not that I'm this huge nature lover, but you don't need to go out and destroy an animal just so you can get the tip of its tail.
Dude, if your religion tells you.
Yeah, well, see, there you go again. Ideology, my religion.
If your religion tells you that you need to, kill, then you need to kill. Why don't you get that?
Yeah. just stay where you belong. Don't come over here. If you want to be a contributor to the society and assimilate, I'm all for that.
Yeah, but
you don't bring your country here with you.
Yes, you do.
We fly under one flag here. That's the American flag.
Oh, where have you been living?
Yeah. Your allegiance is here to this country. If you choose to come here and live here, you need to come here and live here and be one of us.
For God's sakes, dude, next thing you're going to do is say that you're not for sanctuary cities.
No, I'm not.
How can you be so mean?
Yeah, I know.
You're very
Well,
cruel.
that's why I let everybody who wants to call the show, because this isn't a sanctuary radio station.
Right. Oh, man.
So
All this at a horse cock.
yeah, well, you know what the thing is that's ridiculous.
It is. It's stupid.
Yeah, where did you get the horse cock to begin with?
Yeah.
Where's
the rest of the horse?
Yeah, where did you get it? Did you go down to the butcher shop and say, give me 15 pounds of that horse cock, give me 10 pounds of that meat? Oh, by the way, cut it up in little cubes so we can pack it into a juice box.
Maybe it was ground.
It could have been.
I think it was like ground up horse cock.
It could have been.
Like it was like a hamburger in a box.
I don't know, but how would you know if it was ground up if it was a horse cock?
Yeah, that is true. Can you imagine just going? Can you imagine if you're a customs guy and you're opening up fucking bags or whatever, and you open up a bag and you find a horse dick?
Yeah.
You probably throw the fucking whole bag on the floor and be like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, you know what? Look at the remedy that they had to deal with it. They go, once that was confiscated, then they had to incinerate it.
Yeah.
They didn't just throw it away or take it to the local dump. They had to throw it in the fire.
Right. And how do you burn yak's milk?
Yak milk.
I mean, how do you burn that? Isn't it a liquid?
Yeah.
Is it flammable?
Yeah. See that big hairy beast over there? I'm going to drink its milk.
I'm going to get under that fucker and squeeze those tits.
Yeah, get over here, you fucking yak. give me your milk.
Imagine a guy sitting on a bucket like with a cow, but with a yak.
Yeah.
Squirt.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a little bit to go with my horse dick.
Yeah. Plane leaves in an hour. Hurry up. Get that yak milk. Extract that yak milk for me.
What the fuck? I got to look and see what a yak looks like.
Well, it's a big hairy, it's like a big kind of hairy looking cow almost.
Almost like a buffalo type thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, there's one. Man, how do you get through that hair underneath it to find the fucking tit?
Yeah, Aldi doesn't carry yak's milk like we get back there in Mongolia.
Yeah, that's true. I've never mistakenly bought a gallon of yak's milk. I'm looking up yak's milk right now to see what color it is. Ew. Gross. Man, that's fucking gross. It looks like... Ew. It looks like sort of like milk if you put pus in it.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like pus in a cup.
Ugh, that's disgusting. God damn it, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ew.
We don't believe in modern medicine. We made a trip over here because our uncle is dying of cancer.
Right.
What's the remedy for that? Well, you get 1 liter of yak's milk, two ground up horse balls, tip of cock, some eye of newt, wing of bat, beak of chicken.
Beak of chicken.
Shake well.
This stuff is disgusting. I gotta turn this off.
It's gross.
Oh, here's a lady milking a yak. Oh, look at that. She had to part the fucking hair that hangs down to milk the yak.
That's why I said it's like a big hairy buffalo.
Yeah, wouldn't you get milk? Wouldn't you get hair in the milk?
You would think so.
Yuck. Gotta drink that with a strainer.
It's like trying to get at the pussy of a girl who hasn't shaved since she was a teenager.
Yeah, and that's about as appealing.
Yeah.
Well, here's another lady milking a yak. Holy fuck. That's just weird. Watching some Indian-looking lady with her hands stuck up what looks like up a yak's pussy.
Right.
Ooh, that's kind of a gruesome look. All right, enough with the
Enough with the yak milk.
enough with the yak milk. Okay. How pleasant.
Yeah. I love it. You need to, you either need to assimilate to how we live here in this country or don't come here.
Yeah.
Leave your yak's milk and horse penis at home.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
What do you have more problem with? ISIS or these ladies with their horse cock and yak
Well,
milk?
ISIS is a no-brainer.
ISIS wins?
Well, yeah, that's the greater of the two evils.
Okay. But a close second?
Well, again, it's just that people want to come here, which again, I have no issues with people who come here legally and want to contribute. But if you continue living here like you're living back in Mongolia, and your allegiance is to Mongolia, but you're living here, living off the benefits of this country, why don't you just stay where you were?
What I never understand is if you want to live like it is in Mongolia, why would you leave?
Well, because living conditions aren't as good, so they just want to come over here and make this new Mongolia.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, won't that make the living conditions here not be good anymore?
Well, eventually, yes.
I guess people can't think past the fucking minute, can they?
Well, what I said is it's all about ideology. Well, this is our culture. This is the way we were raised. This is we need to practice this culture.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's why your country's fucked, because you practiced that culture for the last couple of centuries and you got nowhere.
Yeah.
Now you want to come over here and poison our society with your archaic ideas?
Yeah, exactly. Our country's falling apart, for fuck's sake. We don't need help speeding that along.
Well, if you only added a little horse cock into your daily diet, you probably would have been more successful.
That could be. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's why I can't lose all this weight. I'm not mixing in my yak's milk.
Right.